On this video I am comparing a couple of the Astrox 88Ds. So I have with me the original D, which you're probably very familiar with the red and the green. I now have the Astrox 88D Pro, so we're going to compare those two, but also still to come is going to be the 88D Tour and 88D Game. So there'll be future videos on these, and then I'll compare all three of these particular new rackets. So let's start with the original, and if we compare the original to the 88D Pro, the first thing we're going to notice, if I can get close enough, is that the D Pro is a fully recessed frame compared to this, and you'll also notice that the head shapes are different. String pattern on the D Pro is exactly the same as the original D, so not like the S Pro, which was a completely new pattern. This is the familiar pattern that we've had on the Astrox 88s since inception. Aside from that, if we put the rackets together, we can see yet again the shortened shaft of the 88D Pro, longer handle, and looks slightly thinner than this, but that could just be cosmetics that are doing that. But definitely a difference, which means that when the racket bends, it's going to have a slightly different flex point than this one. Still feels about as stiff as this one, and probably a little bit stiffer because obviously it's a little bit shorter. So what have I discovered with this? Well, what I have found is that this particular racket is a little bit quicker. And we have the same thing with the S, that the frame seems to be a lot faster than the original, which is a good thing. It means that you're quicker in defence, a lot sharper around the net, and it just means it swings really, really nice. Aside from that, I feel that there's been a shift in the weight of these particular rackets. So compared to the original, where we really did feel the weight was up here, with this particular racket, it seems a little bit more evenly spread. So I don't feel it's as top heavy, although balance point on this was somewhere around 317. So it's definitely in the head heavy range, but for some reason, it didn't seem to feel as if it was all up here, and it made the swing a lot faster. Does it hit as hard? Well, that's down to the user. I actually preferred this in terms of hitting for power than I did this. But I know a lot of players who have got this particular racket may find this is a little bit light in the head compared to what they've been used to in the past. But the upside is obviously faster defence, sharper in the fast flat exchanges, and very quick around the net. Not much more to say apart from that in comparing the two. I did feel that this still hits hard. It's just the fact that we didn't have that extra top edge that some players need to hit with power. For those who like a more even-based racket, something like the Arc Saber 11, this is going to feel a touch top heavier, and maybe that would be a nice and welcome upgrade for them. If you've used the old S, you might prefer this version than the new S. You might find that you prefer the way that the weight is distributed here. Nothing wrong with the S Pro, by the way, that's still a great racket. But there is a noticeable difference in the way this swings. It could just be that because the shaft is shorter, we're not feeling this the same. Really, really good racket, well worth testing. So if you get a chance to go to a demo event, or you have an opportunity to demo these at some kind of retailer event, then go along and have a go. You'd be pleasantly surprised at the speed of this frame. Really, really good. For anyone who's used to the existing racket, is it an upgrade? Well, I think it is. Whether you will prefer this because it had that extra head weight, so be it. fully understand why you'd want to keep that. But you know, all it takes is a few little pieces of lead tape in here and you'll get that same feel, but you'll also get the faster frame as well. So there we go, there's a quick comparison, Astrox 88D Pro versus its original. And remember, there are still 2 more Astrox 88Ds to be reviewed yet. So if you like these kind of reviews that I do, please press subscribe, and I hope to see you on another video soon.